All right, here we are, back again with the third video.
Number 3.
And our inspiration for this video is a song lyric by Keith Urban, or in one of his songs, and it's "The Light in the Hurricane." So we are setting up right now, getting our paper ready and our paints, and another very off center line again. Very good at that.
Really good at
Very
it.
good at that.
It's because she has this big ruler and she puts it off-centered and then just goes for it. And it's like, yep. Oh my gosh, all the colors of the rainbow. Here we
yeah,
go.
so Alyssa's on the left and I'm on the right. Same. And Alyssa loves paint. We figured this out. The more we do this,
so much paint.
is Alyssa loves paint.
I don't need that much.
It doesn't
paint.
matter what color it is. She just wants every single one.
They're all so pretty. They are.
And so
I have like a huge big idea every single time.
Mhm.
I stick pretty
So what's your
solid
plan?
on mine. So I'm starting with a sun and basically going in a circle. So that's the light in the hurricane, and I'm drawing in a circle demonstrating like a hurricane in my
Okay.
brain. Like when you see it in the
like the eye of the hurricane.
the
kind
eye of the
thing.
hurricane, yeah. So that's the eye of the hurricane, so that's the light, the eye.
Okay.
And then when you look above, like on an earth view of it, you can see it like spinning. So that's my inspiration. And I absolutely did not need nearly as much paint. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even use a quarter of it.
Okay. And then I have a very complex concept. And basically, I wanted to draw a face, and the eye have a reflection in it of the sun, and the person that the reflection of the sun is shown from is in the hurricane at the moment. So, very big concepts.
Very big concept.
Very big concept. And you'll see by the end of it, I take a different route. I will
It's
say.
hard to demonstrate in a certain amount of time.
And granted, I have all the time in the world. I'm not ready, I guess, for this concept. But I love the concept. But you will see as the time goes on, it kind of does change. And then, so right now I'm just trying to draw a face.
A face.
A face.
Oh look,
And
you're so conservative with your paint. One little blob of black paint.
see, but you also I paint a lot. Way more than Alyssa. So I'm used to the fact that you don't need very much paint. You can get more. You can always get more. You just you have this thing where you've got to throw it all on there, and you got to see everything out in front of you.
Yeah. Yep. Right now I'm doing brush strokes to kind of demonstrate like wind going in a circle.
And I'm adding the iris color, which is green, because that's my favorite color. So green everything.
The eye actually turned out really cool. I will say that.
Thanks.
I don't know if you can see. I can't see super much detail right now. Obviously, she just started.
So definitely our concepts for this lyric.
So right now
Very, very different.
Very. So right now I'm like deciding that I'm pretty much done, but I feel like there's something missing. So I'm kind of mulling over it and debating whether or not what I'm adding or not adding.
And you are.
I'm actually also watching Erica do her eye,
yeah.
paint it,
That's
because
what I was
it's
just about to say.
super interesting to watch her do that. Because she's so patient and like every little line.
You do need to have some patience with art. It is gonna take some time.
I don't have no patience for art.
You
like I said, blurred visions always come in my
just
brain.
like last time. You gotta get it on the paper as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I had a really solid concept when I came into this one. Like, I knew what I was drawing. That's why, like, I did that so quickly. But it just needed to be. That's like the blurred
Granted,
vision.
you don't know the concepts really before we get in there.
No, she just tells me, and I have to go with it.
I come up with the concepts, and we walk into the room, and then I tell her, and she's got to grab her paints to get ready, and that's about it. That's as much time as she has to come up with the concept. I try not to think about it too much. I come up with it that morning and then go with it.
That's thinking about it too much.
But I do have a little bit more time, and I think that's why I came up with such a crazy concept that I just wasn't ready for. But the eye is turning out. You can't really see it as well as I thought you could, but
yeah.
I feel like the eye turned out quite
I
well.
like it the way it turned out. I've definitely decided that it's too white
You're
in the
adding
background.
some more.
So I'm adding more color. Because I wasn't going for exact clouds. I was just growing.
You're kind of turned into like an abstract,
I guess so.
like,
idea. Yeah.
I mean, mine's abstract too, but yours is more definitely.
Abstract painting.
It's kind of more like a feeling, like you
Yeah.
put into the painting, not really like a visual.
I mean,
You can see
the
what it
middle's the
is.
sun. That's all I can say. It's like that's the light of the hurricane. Is the.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always what the light is from the hurricane. Is the sun, right? Yeah.
Oh, all the little eyelashes that I don't keep.
Oh my goodness.
Took
I
me
was
a while
getting so
to-
frustrated.
I think you left me at this. Or
No,
you're
I'm there.
close. You're there.
I'm signing
still.
my name. That's how done I am. Because I finished this so fast.
Yeah, I get left out for a while in this one, so some of this stuff you haven't even like really seen me mess with too much
No, I left because
after you signed it because you didn't want
I
to
don't
do
know
anything
how-
else.
this is why I have to leave. I don't know how not to touch it. So if I sit there, this is why I'm adding my name. This is the first time I added a signature.
Mhm.
And I end up adding signatures.
Oh, and tell them that you also added a signature to the other ones that we previously
That's
did
what I'm saying
too,
now.
because
I
you had
ended
time.
up, I had time. So I ended up signing my other pieces too. And I can't help it but keep messing with it. So I have to get up and physically leave my seat.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I see her painting and I just want to keep painting because
Yeah.
I feel like I should, but I also just having so much fun so that I want to keep doing it. So I leave the room. I have
Yeah.
to. There's no choice.
Right, so now I am adding the hurricane-ness, the dark stormy clouds, as my background, and kind of wish I did this first, honestly, but
Can't go back now.
can't go back now, and
You
it's
spent
not
so
bad.
long on that eyeball.
Oh yeah, I was definitely not painting over the whole eyeball. But I kind of wish I left it like white, or on the eye. I kind of just left it like this.
That would be cool. I do think I was sitting there a little bit longer than I think I was, because I feel like I told you go ahead and leave it. You should leave the eyelashes,
Yeah.
or you called me back in there. I can't remember. You must
Something
have-
happened,
something
and I was like,
happened.
"What should I do?"
Yeah, and I said
And you're
you
like,
should leave
"Leave-
it. I
leave
think you
it."
should leave it. At this point, I felt like she should leave it.
I couldn't do it. I wanted my concept on there, and I was determined to get that concept on
Yeah.
there.
I'm still in there.
And sometimes you just gotta look at it and take a step back, and I was not accepting that this time. I wanted that on there. So I did. I think I called you back and was like, "What should I do?"
You also took my paint sponge too, so I couldn't do
Mhm.
anything. I only
You were-
used a sponge in this one.
Yeah, you managed to get that sponge first. The sponge is like one of my favorite painting tools.
You're still in some of my paint.
Well, you have so much. Someone had to use it.
I'm not gonna lie, I literally went and watched TV waiting for her to get done. That's how long she took.
I was in here for a while.
I was waiting for a while.
So I was trying to keep those eyelashes, like
I
she
remember
said.
how frustrated you were. You were so frustrated.
It
Like,
was-
I can't figure out how I want to paint it, but I can see it.
Yeah. And it just
That happens
it's one of
sometimes.
those paintings where I would have been in here for hours, and I could have been in here for hours if I allowed myself.
I told her to.
But I committed with taking away the eyelashes at this point. It was taking me too long, and I was gonna try to add the eyelashes back in, but like trying to like put the background in between every eyelash,
Yeah.
it was just not working for me. So
I think it would have just made it hard to tell because the dark color you're putting in
It
is
was
so
pretty
close
dark,
to that
yeah.
color.
it wasn't what I wanted, so
You
I
could have
covered
put
it all up.
white eyelashes in there.
Yeah. Just covering them up. There they go.
And they're never coming back.
Nope. I was also in the mood to draw something dark anyways. I had just got done watching a couple like scary movies, and I was kind of in that mindset. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of where my concept came from, was some like seeing someone from like the dark, kind of like reaching for the light. And it ended up being kind of just a creepy painting after that.
Yeah.
An eye in the middle of this stormy cloud.
Yep.
It's definitely, I do like it. It's just not really the concept
It's
anymore.
so different from what
It's so different.
from what, like, you put I in a storm, and I put
You were the eye of the hurricane, and I was the
eye of
eye of the storm.
Okay, so
Fixing it up, adding some white.
that's
back in.
exactly the best way to explain it, though,
Yeah.
in my perspective.
I did think of that earlier, and then I kind of forgot it, but you brought it up. I was literally thinking that earlier.
Yeah, completely
But-
different. When she started drawing an eyeball, I'm like, what are you doing?
I was like,
Not gonna
I
lie,
have
I was
this,
like, what
cool
is going on
concept.
over there? And I've got like a big yellow spot in the middle of my paper.
I'm trying to draw the sun, the light coming from outside of the storm right now.
I was trying to help you, but I was not understanding or being helpful with trying to get across what you wanted.
Like I said, I just needed a lot more time and I wasn't
I think
willing to
you
give
were
it to
just-
myself.
I think at that time, I think it was not that complicated to do it. You just literally were so stuck on
It had to look a
something
certain way in my
that you
head.
couldn't stop that thought process.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to tell her, just put a sun right there, just draw an actual sun, and you're like, no. I'm like,
It's
just
not
put
the
an
same.
You're like, it can't work like that. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, make the iris a sun. And you're like, no. Like, it just wasn't what she wanted. So she just had it's like writer's block. She didn't know exactly what she was doing. But she did.
I did. I just,
You knew what you wanted, but you
I
didn't know how to
physically
do it.
didn't know how to get there at that moment in time.
But that happens to everybody. I feel
Yeah.
like all the time. It happens to me often
It just
when
wasn't.
I'm painting.
It wasn't my day completely. I do like it. It's just
Yeah.
a very different, and it ended differently than I thought, for sure. Yeah, you're back now. You're like, you should do this. You should do that.
I was
I don't
trying to
understand.
help.
What do you want? What do you want out of this?
What do you feel? Do you like it right now? Do you not like it? Do you just want to paint over the whole thing and
And the thing was, I
restart?
didn't not like it. I did like it. I
I
just
know.
wanted it further. I wanted
Yeah.
it to be
I think
so
I told
precise.
a couple times, maybe come back in like a couple minutes. You're like, no, I'm finishing it now.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, do what you need to do then. Like, she was being so stubborn because she's like, I know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. I think I ended up just drawing kind of like a sun reflection
Yep.
in the eye, like rays going out.
Oh, there I am.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm pointing. You
Yeah.
paint everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, always. It's that sponge.
That's true. You don't have to grab the side with the paint.
I didn't. I'm kind of aggressive when I paint, and it just kind of like pushes back onto my hand when I'm pushing into the paper. But yeah, this is where I decided to kind of just go with like a little bit of like sun rays in the sun. And
It works. It doesn't look bad.
I'm done there. So it's kind of like the eye of the storm.
And I have the eye of the hurricane. So
Ooh. Those are our two different
What's this?
concepts, and
it was fun to do. And I
yes. I still enjoy,
glad.
even though I was frustrated, I did have a very good time, and it was
Way
cool to see how different we were in that
way
one for
different.
sure.
Yeah. But
Way
thank
different.
you guys for watching.
Yep. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.